What's up, co-reporters, and welcome back to my channel. The author behind the scandalous, salacious, best-selling alleged memoir of the late Kim Porter has now gone on the record to Rolling Stone magazine and admitted that it's not necessarily the way he presented it as being. So when he marketed this book, he said that sources close to Kim gave him flash drives and that Kim was working on releasing a memoir, and that is exactly what it is that he put out there in Kim's own words. And now, after having sold many copies of the book, beating out even Hillary Clinton's novel and everything like that, he's saying, while he's counting people's cash, actually, that book, it's not really all that legit. We're going to get into what it is that he said, in addition to some of Kim Porter's close friends who have also said, and some of them have said since the beginning when word of this book first got out, said that like it was not real, that Kim was not even working on a memoir. You know, one thing about this daily drama is that I feel like a lot of people are just so engrossed by everything that's coming out that they are just desperate for content without taking the time to stop and think and, and analyze. Because I feel like anyone who had a healthy level of skepticism would not have bought this book, right? But unfortunately, a lot of people got. So if you are one of the people who bought this book, listen, no judgment here, but I do urge you to go ahead and file a claim with Amazon to get refunded, because this man sold you a pile of just fake nonsense to make a buck off of her death. And I find that to be rather reprehensible on his part. So once again, Rolling Stones magazine actually got the author to admit on the record to all of this. So let's discuss that all in this video, shall we? The book, once again, was called Kim's Lost Words, A Journey for Justice from the Other Side. And it was self-published on Amazon, which means that the author making money off of Kim's death gets 100% of the proceeds after the expenses are paid off there, which, should be alarming to you guys that, this went through a self-publishing, not even an actual publishing house on Kim's behalf. So a lot of the stuff in the book was not even legitimate, right? So for example, Al B. Shore, who is the father of Kim's son, Justin, I want to say, or it's Quincy. He's saying, listen, the book says that I was married to Kim. That's not even true. And there was a lot of other things that were just inaccurate as well. And the author says, okay, listen, I know initially I said that sources gave me these flash drives and stuff like that, but it's actually, I can't verify that what is in the book is true. It's just that I believe it to be true. AKA, I saw an opportunity to make a buck. I fabricated a story about being given flash drives, and I seized it, and I'm cashed the bank. Now that the check's cleared, I am ready to admit that it is some BS. And, again, I find that to be rather sad. So Kim's best friends have also spoken out. So, for example, Kimora Lee Simmons and LaWanda Lane, they told Rolling Stone in a joint statement that they, quote, don't know the author at all. And LaWanda Lane also says that every page in that book is false, and that Kim Porter was not working on any kind of memoir before her death. She would never. She was extremely private. And there's another friend who came out named Ebony Electra, who called the book a series of blatant lies, you guys. Now, a source close to the Combs family, listen, if there's just lists, people are coming out everywhere saying that this is not true. Even Sean Diddy Combs' own sons have come out and said that the book is not true either. An anonymous source said, and I quote, Kim Porter never authored a manuscript, and any claims suggesting otherwise are entirely false and fabricated. The baseless pages in the book not only misrepresent Kim Porter's lived experience and legacy, but also continue to cause unnecessary distress to her loved ones. And that's the part that we have to remember. This book and a lot of fake information coming out is having very real effects, or are having very real effects on real people who, who are still here. For example, Kim Porter's children, right? So I wish that this person would have kept that in mind before trying to make a buck off of her, but I'm sure he already knew that. But some people, they're just so money driven that they don't care who they have to hurt in order to make it. But again, before this, like when this book was first announced, before like it went viral and everything like that, her people were on it. They were telling us from the very beginning that it was not real. But a lot of people, like, again, they are just so interested and engrossed in this case, which is fine, but it's at the expense of common sense. It's at the expense of skepticism, right? To the point where they are believing any and everything that they see online. And people who actually know these people in real life, who have been urging us and telling us, do not buy this book. It is fake. Now look what we got, right? Anyway, you guys, the book was published under the pseudonym Jamal T. Millwood. So the guy's name is Christopher Todd, but like for some reason he decided to publish it under like a fake name or something like that. And it is a reference to a conspiracy theory that Tupac Shakur's 1996 murder was faked and he's living under that alias. So again, that should have been another red flag for people, right? So first of all, let me pull up the cover of the book. It looks like there was no budget, no nothing put into this, no thought, right? Like they just went to canva.com, decided to make this. And I'm pretty sure that that's what this man did. Then second of all, he used some kind of conspiracy theory, like pen name. And it's of the theory that this is Tupac's real name. So people really thought that Tupac, is secretly living and this is what he's spending his time doing. Come on, you guys. Come on. Anyway, let's get into some of the exact claims that he made to Rolling Stone. Quote, Kim Porter's friends said that they had her flash drive. I didn't ask too many questions about how they got it or where did it come from. He says that he believes the memoir is real, but when Rolling Stone asked them and pressed them on who the sources are or how he can guarantee that they had legitimate writings from Kim Porter, Todd declined to give specifics on how he fact-checked or verified the material. Spoiler alert, he did not. When asked if he contacted reps for the celebrities named in the book, Todd says their teams ignored him and told him to kick rocks. Quote, if somebody put my feet to the fire and they said life or death, is that book real? I have to say, I do not know, but it's real enough to me. Listen, Todd, what do you mean it's real enough to me? You did no fact checking. You did no verifications. And second of all, who even are you that anyone should take your word for anything? I think this book sold for like $22 or something like that. So God bless those of you who shelled out $22 on this nonsense. Okay. He continued on to say, sometimes you just have to put it out there. Maybe not 100% of the book is true, but maybe 80% of it is. Maybe. Right? That is to get those people to come forward and either corroborate or deny the claims. And that helps me as an investigator to know the truth. That's not how it works, because guess what? Now you might just have, you have completely opened yourself up to lawsuits. Al B. Sure has already said that he's about to sue you. I wouldn't be surprised if Diddy's children were going to lawyer up to sue you. I wouldn't be surprised if other people mentioned in that book lawyer up to sue you. And for what? I'm sure he made a pretty penny off of it. Just like I told you guys, it has been an Amazon bestseller for a couple of days now. Due to the volume of the sales, but all that money is going to go into lawyers' pockets. And, the lawyers are probably going to cost more than you actually made from this book too. So it wasn't smart. And again, it was just very, very disrespectful to put that out there without verifying, especially if you are an investigator, as you so claim. Todd says that he works as a voice for the voiceless and he represents the voice of Kim Porter. Again, Kim Porter didn't know him personally, and Kim Porter's friends didn't know him. So how is it that he is working and representing as a voice of Kim Porter? It's not computing to me, you guys. Rolling Stones again asked him about the legitimacy of the book. And, they said that he was very evasive. Whenever they would try to press him for more information about it, he would change the subject and talk about his work as an investigator and other cases that he claims to have cracked. And then he's like, okay, well, listen, if you don't believe me, then why is it that this book and other projects are #1 on Amazon? Who's buying all these things? Where's my agent? Where's CAA, the people I called for 12 years? So this is an advertisement for him to hopefully get represented by CAA, which is a very, very prominent celebrity talent agency, And then he actually even said something that, is kind of chilling to hear, but here's the direct quote from his interview with Rolling Stone, where he's profiting off of Kim's death. He says, I'm trying to explain to you, this is not about Kim Porter. This is about Chris Todd. So there you go. I'm a voice for the voiceless. I'm a voice from Kim Porter, even though she doesn't know me. And then they ask him more. Okay, since you're a voice from Kim, tell us how you validated this stuff. He says, why don't I have any agent? My thing is selling #1. This isn't about Kim Porter. This is about Chris Todd. So this is the person, whose pockets people have been lining. Someone who was going to use such a devastating tragedy and death to line their own pockets and to try to get signed by a major talent agency. That is sick. That is vile. That is disturbing. And it is borderline sociopathic in my own personal opinion. Anyway, you guys, warning, do not purchase this book. Okay? If you did, I'm sorry. I really hope that you're able to get your money back in some way, somehow. But yeah, for all others or you as well who purchased the book, let us know what you think about all of this now that the author has been exposed for being a full-blown fraud. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.